It's Wildlife Wednesdays and we're down at the incredible rewilding estate called Knepp down in West Sussex. So the idea of these videos is to get people a bit more familiar and to learn a little bit more about our wildlife species that you can see around this time of year. Now, I've been quite conscious to talk about wildlife species that most people probably could see if they get out and about, but this week I'm going to talk about something that you might not see because there ain't many of them in the UK.
And that is the majestic white stork.
So white storks are native to Europe, northwest Africa and parts of Western and Central Asia. They once were flourishing and widespread right across the British Isles, but due to a drastic reduction in habitat and specific targeted overhunting, they become extinct in the UK. The last recorded breeding pair was over 600 years ago. That was until these guys got involved. So Knepp, in partnership with the Roy Dennis Wildlife Foundation, Warsaw Zoo in Poland, the Cotswolds Wildlife Park and a number of private landowners in the southeast have managed to bring back wild breeding white storks back to UK. White storks live in colonies for safety in numbers, and when they're flying over from their migration, they look out for already existing colonies to join. It's thought that the failure to breed in the UK is due to no already existing colonies overwintering here in the UK, so that when the migrants come over, they can't see them. With inspiration from other stork reintroduction programs from Sweden and other European countries, the White Stork Project started its reintroduction program in 2016. Essentially what they did is they got some storks from Warsaw Zoo that had been in accidents and couldn't fly, brought them over here and they built ground nests in dedicated 6.5 acre fox-proof pens. They then introduced more storks, juveniles, that was bred over at Cotswolds Wildlife Park, and then for the first 3 years they clipped their wings so they couldn't fly either, and that was to encourage them to become more loyal to the site, and this is a crucial step. They kept adding more birds each year, and when they became mature, about 3 or 4 years old, they was allowed to fly free, forage in the local area and start to build nests themselves. After successful breeding, the offspring from these are then technically wild and obviously able to fly. Being curious and adventurous, they would then migrate down to Europe or even North Africa and hopefully join other wild storks. The hope is that they come back to the original nesting sites, guided by the colonies already here, and with it, bring with them more and more of their wild mates. Now, white storks are big birds. They have a 2-metre wingspan, and this helps them on their incredible long distance migration. Their feeding habitat is grassland and shallow wetlands, and being carnivores, that's where they get the most amount of their food, which is stuff like insects, small amphibians, little reptiles, little mammals, and even little birds. Now, these guys tend to be monogamous. Both the male and female take part in building their nests. I'll say nests, the sheer size and complexity of these things is something well worth a mention. Now, unlike a lot of other birds, storks don't build a new nest every year. Instead, they continue to add to the already existing one. It grows and grows over time until it becomes an enormous structure, and mature nests can reach over 2 metres wide and weigh over a tonne. When white storks were lost from Britain, their towering nests were lost with them. And something we are witnessing in detail now is just how many other species their nests support. As well as being the breeding platform for the white storks, the dense structure, often quite thorny, also provides habitat for a variety of small birds like house sparrows. But inside, amongst the mix of organic matter and poop, is where the real magic happens. Storks' nests are teeming with invertebrate life, and this is important because we are seeing a drastic decline in invertebrate numbers in this country. By reintroducing this species, not only are we able to see their magnificence and grace flying overhead, but we're also seeing a return of their massive nests that act as mini ecosystems in itself. It is nesting season for them now, so if you want to see them, get a wiggle on down to Knepp and get your binoculars out. Alternatively, the White Stork Project have actually installed a live webcam into that nest there, just to keep track of what's going on inside the nest, and they've opened it up to public viewing. So if you want to have a look, get on there. I'll put the link in the comments or description or something like that. And till next time, I'll see you later, you little rascals. And this week it's all about the white stork. Where the fuck is it? It's gone.